to you. Do you have a brain in your head? Do you think for yourself? See, one of the reasons I am the way I am, have always been, is the issue of credibility. You know, people talk about what people believe in or what's most important or whatever. You know, I think marketing has established itself perhaps as the only thing that I can logically agree with on a lot of things is credibility. Credibility. I mean, I base my belief and my religion on an owner's an owner, the law is the law, common sense is common sense. I guess the law picks and chooses what it enforces, it disregards, ignores, or makes up fiction in my experience, is why I've always been kind of like, I lived in a house where my father was a lawyer, the Harvard Law degree, University of Pennsylvania econ degree, Wharton School. You know, but he's been babbling like an idiot, saying all kinds of stupid, ridiculous shit to me my entire life. So he has no credibility. Other people said my father was murdered. This guy stole his identity. The guy who claims to be my father has said it and then denies it. And I mean, he's been in the courthouse with those fucking faggot judges locking me up with all kinds of shit. One judge looked like Clip Clavin in Kansas City, Missouri. And when Smith Barney was making up shit saying I was raping and molesting women and all this other crap they made up. Now, you know, the issue of ownerships is all, you know, for me to be the richest man in the country. Well, I'm proud of that fucking, I'm proud of that belief, and I believe in it. But in reality, it's just, you know, pick and choose one time this, one time that. I say one share owns Merrill Lynch. My father, who's 86 today, will sit there and say, no. Well, as far as I'm concerned, he has zero credibility based on that statement. He spent more money than his house is worth, $200,000 or $300,000, to lock me up in jail in Oswego Mental Hospital, where they argue about ownership. Say ownership doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You own company. You don't own enough stock. You know, I made the thought that if I shot everybody dead who had, I got 96. I really did get 96% on the ACT to make myself a cancer scar. Now, if I shot everybody dead who had lower than that for competition or whatever, because they're fucking with me, you know, I mean, that would set me up to get, you know, fucked and shot dead by somebody who got 97, 98, 99, right? Well, if these people think it's all right for me to get locked up and drugged in Osawatomie because they own more stock than me, well, then they need to be locked up by somebody who has more stock than them. Now nobody owns 51% or more. So if I own one share, does that get, according to these guys' statements, who are, you know, Nazi fucking doctors, 2 shares has the right, you know, in their little faggot festival to lock me up and fuck me up. Well, I don't agree with that whatsoever. I think they're a bunch of little Nazi faggot punks going shit fucks, and they'll just babble and argue, and you know, it doesn't matter what I say, they just fuck me up, and that's why I said to nuke them, because they're fucking punk Nazis. And you see, I guess nobody agrees with me on that issue. An owner's an owner, the law's the law, and I've always said that. And I grew up in a house where my father either was murdered when I was 16 or 17, or he was murdered when I was a kid. I heard all kinds of stories about, you know, people murdering people in my family, my aunt, my father. And it doesn't, you know, he's had no credibility. He turns it on and turns it off, and I don't know how he does it, or the courthouse. You see, yeah, I've heard the courthouse, you know, it's a courthouse gang. That's their territory. You don't mess with them in there. You don't argue with them. I argue with anybody and everybody, and you know, the bottom line is, how does money go into my pocket? You know, I don't work for free, $10 billion a year right now, paycheck precedent. So I was in Walmart today. I said I got my thing from Walmart for tax statement because I own less than 1 share of Walmart, as I was an employee of a Walmart 10 years ago or something for a couple months, so I quit. I couldn't listen to their bullshit, disrespecting my degrees. And of course, you know, I told the girl at the checkout stand today in the Express, why don't we get the board of directors of Walmart here to give me a contract for about $10 billion a year, because the market rate of paycheck is $5 billion by somebody in California who not only got $5 billion in paycheck but a business license to try. So paycheck precedent is now $5 billion a year. And I want to know if any member of the board of directors of Walmart could pass the first semester of engineering at Oklahoma State, as I had my Oklahoma State t-shirt on. And you see, I worked for fucking money, and I worked at Video Corner. People said I cried in there. I did break down in there one time, you know, because my mom and dad were fucking with me like they've always done. And I heard my mom was paying more money to high school kids because my mom's a college dropout. So people have told me this stuff, that people stick with people who are exactly like themselves, have their same education, degrees, or whatever. Some people say, well, I don't need a degree to do this. I could do it, don't need a degree. Or, well, we don't want to see anybody do it. You're no different from my boss. Well, all this goddamn bullshit mixed up is my dad doesn't make $1 billion a year with his. So, if he is my father and really has a Harvard Law degree and Wharton Econ degree, he's not a billionaire living in a $100 million house. And, and he says my degrees don't matter. What I was taught in school don't matter. And then, he used to say I didn't get, one time I said I didn't get straight A's, your degrees don't matter, what they teach you don't matter. This is the kind of stupid insanity I grew up in. And the guy ain't a billionaire. That's the bottom line, billionaire. Billionaire paycheck, mansions. That's what it's all about. I don't know what he is. I've never really quite understood this person my entire life. He spent quite a bit of money for his, I've seen how much money he has, and he spent quite a bit fucking me up for what, maybe I said he went to a little private school back east, he didn't challenge me with the ACT score because he doesn't remember that. So before I went to college, when people were sitting with filling my head of all this pollution and bullshit, I said, well, I said, I own the place. You're no different than everybody else. I don't get a paycheck. I don't work for free just because I own the place. What's your ACT score? That wasn't good enough. Now, that's why I say nuke them, because they're just fucking, there's no fucking nothing to them. It's all bullshit after bullshit, and I don't work for fucking free with, this whatever paycheck. And people try this Wayne Witcher boy, tries to make me think that I deserve or I'm doing something immoral or whatever. Who cares? They're fucking idiots. They have no credibility. Let's get them and me on 60 Minutes. We'll talk about whatever. You see, these insane people in the state of Kansas have this stupid insanity of beliefs that, like, you're doing something immoral or you're doing something wrong or something. They're just a bunch of fucking idiots. They fucked with me. That's why I said nuke them. Well, all we need, or what do we need? They try to sit there and act like they're philosophical or they're the people that, well, they're just a bunch of hypocritical punk dumbasses that don't fucking shit. Because as far as I'm concerned, credibility starts with every little simple fucking issue, starting with ownership. The stock owners own the company. Now, since I've been arrested for trespassing, that's a major issue that's caused this nuke mark and all the hell that's been going on for me personally. And I'm advertising it because I want these people to spend the rest of their life suffering in hell while I'm living lifestyles rich and famous. Because you're no different than everybody else. Just because you own a place don't mean you get a paycheck. I got my BS in mechanical engineering and my MS at Purdue with all the fraud and bullshit that was taught to be the highest paycheck in America, which is now $5 billion a year. What do you think about that, huh? So I said to nuke them, well, I'm in the courthouse. Lawyers are making threats to people, inmates, insulting them, insulting me. Police say they're going to kill me, call me a fag. All these people, I've been in jail so many times for things that are so minor and just whatever. And people, judges, lawyers, and police have done the same thing to me. Verbal comments that I probably spent 1 or 2 years of my life in jail over. See, that's another reason I'm angry. That's another reason I say things like nuke them, because I'm sick of their fucking homosexual punk-ass mouths.